can see now a war of words that's just broken out. Is this something that we want to see in our campuses?
Let them wear their saffron. We have no problem. We respect their religion. They respect their culture. Their religion, their faith. We don't. We are wearing it since childhood. Even if we go outside the campus or else from outside to become somewhere, we wear this. These boys wear saffron shawl today only. Statement kodudilla sir. Sorry sir. No statement kodudilla.
We are just telling we want hijab. It is our fundamental right. We want to wear hijab. It is our right and it is our pride.
They said us not to wear hijab from tomorrow, and as we were wearing this hijab from the first year, now suddenly they are coming and telling us not to wear hijab from tomorrow. What kind of rules is that? Like the boys are wearing saffron shawl from few days and they are telling that it's our religion. From yesterday they are wearing and they are telling it's our religion and we will wear. Principal said us if you are not wearing hijab then just get lost from the college. None of the lecturers are in support of us. Everyone are against us, and we students, only we few Muslim students are facing for this.
Uniform protest continue
And it's like we are fighting not for the religion. This is our culture. And they are fighting for no reason. If they put the shawl, it's of no effect for them. But if we remove this, it's a very big change for us.
They are not at all concerned about our education. They just need this fuss. Hindu, Muslim, and I don't want to talk about it. Because they don't understand single thing. I don't know what problem is there because of this.
They gave this scarf while admission and they said us to wear this scarf, not the color scarf. We are wearing this scarf every day.
This is a part of your uniform.
Yeah, it's a part of our uniform.
ಯಾರು ಹೇಳಕ್ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತಿಲ್ವಾ? ಯಾರು ನೋಟಿಸ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ? ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ರು ಮುಂಚೆ ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲೌಡ್ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂತ. Well, no answer. For some reason they're not willing to answer. Only the sloganeering that I asked them that the students are here saying that the hijab was something that they wore always. The girls were questioning why now they were wearing the saffron shawls, but here only sloganeering that's going on and nobody willing to really comment.
Extremely unfortunate, where politics seems to have completely overtaken what started as a protest by 8 children, 8 girls in a college, the government college in Udupi. Now, not only have these protests spread across Karnataka, but its echoes are being heard in places like Puducherry, in Chennai as well. In Madhya Pradesh also, certain voices have been raised about how hijab should be allowed inside the classroom, inside university. And it's this issue that is now being heard by the Karnataka High Court. Both sides were heard today by the court against this disallowance of a hijab inside the classroom. The matter will now be taken up again at 2:30 tomorrow. In the meantime, the court has urged the protesting sides, both sides, to maintain peace. Meanwhile, after sporadic protests were seen in some places where stones were pelted and the police had to carry out a lathi charge, where there was confrontation between students from both denominations, where students, Hindus and Muslims, squared off against each other. Now all colleges and schools have been shut in Karnataka for the next 3 days amidst an appeal for calm by the Chief Minister. However, continuously there are political reactions coming in. Let's listen to what AIMIM Chief Asaduddin Owaisi said.
हम पहले से आपको वार्न करके जा रहे हैं, शाम में 6 बजे से टीवी पे शुरू हो जाएगा। मुस्लिम महिलाओं को बुर्का और हिजाब के नाम पर दबाया जाता। अरे तुमको कब से मोहब्बत हो गई? मैं क्या पहनता हूँ, मेरी बेटी क्या पहनती है, मेरी बीवी क्या पहनती है, उससे आपको क्या मतलब? आपको कुछ नहीं पहनना और मत पहनो, मेरे को क्या करना है? क्योंकि सुप्रीम कोर्ट का जजमेंट है, बोलेंगे इसने भड़काऊ बात की, जाहिल लोग हैं। पुट्टू स्वामी का जजमेंट है, पुट्टू स्वामी जजमेंट में सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कहा कि कौन क्या खाता है, कौन क्या पहनता है, वो तुम्हारी जिम्मेदारी। अब तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने 377 को भी बर्खास्त कर दिया। सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कह दिया कि राइट टू चॉइस इज अ फंडामेंटल राइट, यानी आपकी पसंद क्या है वो आपका बुनियादी हक है। अगर हमारी बच्चियां बुर्का निकाब पहनती हैं तो आपके पेट में क्यों दर्द हो रहा है? अगर असदुद्दीन ओवैसी भारत की पार्लियामेंट में दाढ़ी और टोपी पहनकर जा सकता है, तो क्या मेरी बेटी हिजाब और निकाब पहनकर स्कूल क्यों नहीं जा सकती? क्यों नहीं जा सकती?
Well, unfortunately, there were students facing off against each other in some parts of Karnataka, after which all institutes have been shut for 3 days. But is this serving to damage the unity among students of the kind that we saw in that college, where a young woman faced protests, faced slogans of Jai Shri Ram? She retaliated by shouting Allahu Akbar. The Education Minister, Mr. BC Nagesh, is now joining us. Sir, this has now spread to several parts of Karnataka. Couldn't you have controlled the situation better?
As you said, now it has been spread to some part of Karnataka, but you should know that we have running more than 5,000 and odd colleges, but there was only a protest in single college of Udupi, which was started by some 6 girls who wanted to not to follow the college uniform, and they wanted to put hijab and attend the classes. But according to the Karnataka Education Act and Rule 711, every recognized institution has every powers to prescribe uniform, and according to that they had prescribed the uniform. The students were not ready to follow that uniform, and they insisted on hijab. So the problem has started, and it was on the verge of closing. But people who have instigated such things did not wanted this to take place. They wanted this to continue. It should be kept in live. So many such people who tried to disturb the education of girls in that community are doing some mischief. So and so it went to Kundapur. Again in Kundapur only there are more than hundreds of Muslim girls studying in that college. Only 22 girls started problem. Again problem telling that according to our dharma, hijab has to be, we have to put hijab. Again the principal and the committee said that we cannot allow the other than uniform. The problem started. Some political forces also interfered in it. Then there is disturbance among 12 or 13 colleges in the Karnataka now.
But the kind of face-off that we have seen, for example, where a young Muslim girl, she was alone, she was heckled by a group protesting outside, waving saffron flags. Is this what should be happening inside educational institutions? Why have you allowed politics to take over everything?
Yeah, that is what we education department is saying. No, when hijab is not a part of a uniform, they cannot put hijab. And immediately when they forced us to put, they will come with hijab. As a reaction, some students said that if you are allowing their dharma, the girls to allow their dharma, they said that we are also come according to our dharma. The institutions are not the place where dharma should be followed. Education places are the place where knowledge can be, they have to get knowledge, and they have to study, and they have to become independent, good citizens of the country, where brotherhood has to be developed. A common thinking should be developed.
Okay.
In such institution, some miscreant has created the problem, and it has now gone to the court. We are waiting for the judgment tomorrow, and after getting the judgment, definitely government is going to take decide things about this.
All right. Finally, what I want to ask you is that if hijab is, you're saying that hijab is not essential for religion, then why is the saffron shawl allowed? Saffron shawl is also not a part of religion, or is not essential to religion.
No, it is not. It is not about dharma. When you decide that you can come without uniform, you can come any way you mind, then automatically they said we will come according to our wishes and wills. When you can allow some girls to come with not following the uniformity of the school, we will also come as we like.
Okay, so you're saying this is happening in reaction, but it's exactly this kind of reaction that the government was tasked to stop. Thanks very much, sir, for having joined us. All eyes, like we said, tomorrow will be on the court at 2:30 p.m. Mohan Krishna, spokesperson of the BJP, joins us along with Advocate Ehtesham Hashmi. Mohan Krishna, very specifically, I want to ask you about this communal face-off that is happening inside educational institutions. Shouldn't the government have prevented this? Why do we have children running around now with saffron scarves, hoisting saffron flags, with Jai Shri Ram flags and posters? Schools are not the place for this.
Absolutely, Padmaja. I agree 100% with you. Schools, institution, education is not the place where these things should have happened. Coming basically, there is a module in which the opposition party has started in Karnataka. They wanted the new government under the Mr. Bommai has come into place. This has been politicized in very, very methodical manner, what I've observed. Right from Belgaum, they spread the communal violence, the Kannada issue, regional language issue, they made it. They built a very big narrative and they failed it in Belgaum when the session was going on. From there, they brought it to Dakshina Kannada, where they have been supported with as Mr. Education Minister, Mr. Nagesh was also saying, I heard that he said that SDPI supported people, I mean, student wing has started this.
Sir, with due respect, if the SDPI has started it, then you stop the SDPI. That's why you're in government. Not allow free run to other students. SDPI is not sending students with saffron scarves and saffron flags, right?
I'm just completing it.
So you stop them. It is only helping to make things worse. And this is something that is going to affect the entire country, not just Karnataka. SDPI is doing it, you arrest SDPI.
Padmaja, I'm coming to that point only. This module has been stopped by the government of Karnataka very methodically. See, let me ask you, when Asauddin Owaisi was talking, I heard Owaisi talking, saying that it is a choice. It is Article 25. Let me remind Mr. Owaisi also, he also go and read the article. It doesn't say that it should be done in the institutions.
Sir, this is not about Article 25 anymore. It is going to be decided by court. My simple question to you now is about law and order. If there was, I am conceding, you are saying there was provocation at the hands of SDPI who are using children in order to provoke. Why did you allow a counter provocation where you allowed other children to walk in with saffron flags?
No.
Isn't that your responsibility?
No, Padmaja, if you go through the orders with the education department has issued, as per the order, even they have said categorically that even case that the saffron shawl should not be put on by the students. Today, if you observe the campus there, they have sent back both the people.
Okay, but you may put out these rules, but you could have done a much better job of controlling the kind of face-offs that are happening. To put children versus children is the worst thing that can happen, not just for Karnataka, but for our country. Ehtesham Khan, what will happen at the end of the day when this politics gets over? These children will be left to face the brunt. Who will be responsible for that?
See, this government is trying to divide student on communal lines. And let me tell my learned friend who is making a submission on this esteemed news channel that we have to follow the Constitution of India word by word. If you go through the Article 21, that is right to life and personal liberty, it gives us the choice that what kind of clothes we want to wear. Please,
this is not about Constitution, please.
Allow me to make my submission, then you will get your turn. Please, it's my humble request. There should be a decorum which we have to follow. And they are the same person who imposed breast tax on poor women. If you go back, if you see the history, then these right-wing organization imposed the breast tax on poor women. And one single poor woman offered his breast to the concerned officer who imposed the tax. So now they are following the same lines. They are trying to impose their own right-wing ideology on students without without seeing into the constitution.
Okay, you know, again, like I said, please let's not now try and discuss constitutional issues, because the court will decide it much better than either one of us. You may be a lawyer, but I certainly am not, and I'm pretty certain the Karnataka High Court has much more wisdom than all of us put together. The simpler point, though, was that who is responsible for instigating children so that things have come to such a pass? Those people should be made accountable, because this politics is destroying the fabric of harmony and the bond between these children. I'm out of time, so I'll have to thank both of you gentlemen. But again, at the very basic, politics should not be allowed to vitiate the atmosphere, least of all in our schools. Quick break.